Hi, my name is Victor Bart and right now I'm in Denmark, and wild camping in Denmark is not allowed. So I found a place with my Jimny at Kasper's place, and Kasper has an addiction.
Somewhat.
And his addictions is vehicles. Like this awesome Magirus Deutz 4x4 truck. But in this video we're gonna tour his collection of Unimogs. So how many do you have?
4 at the moment.
At the moment. So
I just got rid of one.
oh, and what did you sell?
A 404. Well, I didn't sell it. I swapped it for something else.
Oh, okay.
So
the
lot is still full.
yeah. So your addiction is still on the same level.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So there's an Unimog here. Can you tell me what it is and why it's in this state?
Well, this is a beautiful 421 in mint condition.
Only 50,000 euros now for sale.
Exactly. Nothing wrong with it. All original.
All parts were at some time included by the car. So what's the story about this one?
Well, this one, like the other 421 I have, they are a combined barn find. They were sitting in the same barn for no one really knows how long. 20 years we estimate. I bought one of them from one guy, and later I found this, and it turns out those two vehicles have been sitting side by side, and now both of them ended up here at my lot, so they are side by side again. But this one is definitely the worst one of those two.
And what's the plan with this one?
I didn't originally have a plan. Really, this just showed up, and it was so cheap that I just couldn't afford not to buy it, because really the parts alone was well worth it. So I've mainly been using it as a parts truck, but on the long haul the idea is to turn this into a bit of an off-road rig, because I think I'm retiring my little UAZ here, so this should hopefully take its place someday.
Cool, let's show the rear end of the Unimog. But the chassis, is that complete?
The chassis is complete, the driveline is complete, really all the important stuff is complete and functional. It did drive itself to this spot. I have taken a few parts off it since, so it won't start right now, but it is complete enough that it is a running and driving vehicle, but obviously needs some work before we can really use it.
But luckily you have better looking Unimog.
I do. This is almost the worst one.
So let's go to the next one.
Right. I'm just gonna close this up again.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we are now by the second Unimog, and this Unimog has a little bit of patina, I think. So what's the story about this one?
Well, I suppose it's debatable if it is the red 421 or this one that is in the worst condition, but this one it's definitely rough. Although not a whole lot of wear on this, because it doesn't have many kilometers on it, but it's been sitting in a hedge for 20 years, so it's not great.
So you are really from the barn forest finds?
Yeah, I guess we can say that.
So what is it? What kind of Unimog is this?
Well, this one is a Unimog 411. It's not the first type of Unimog, but the first ones also had this body style. So this is what the original Unimogs looked like, more or less. There's some differences, but we're gonna get nerdy if we get into that. But it needs a little bit of paint, a little bit of metal work, and we're just about there. But honestly, this needs a whole new cab if we are ever going to restore this. I'm not really sure yet, but it turns out it might actually be a bit of a special vehicle. This did belong to the Danish military, and they really didn't have many of these 411s, and this one has not been doing anything since the military auction, so no civilian modification or anything on this. It's just been rotting in a hedge, but it's just like it was when it left the military, with a few more holes.
Yeah, so if someone has more information about the 411 in the Danish army, I think Kasper wants to know it.
It would be nice. I've seen a few pictures of them, but mostly those were vehicles that were sent to Greenland and used in air bases up there. But from what I can gather, this one was never in Greenland. It probably wouldn't be this rotten if it was. But I do believe this did belong to an airfield, but somewhere here in Denmark. But no one really knows exactly what they used this thing for. Possibly an ammunition vehicle of sorts, but yeah, we don't really know. So we've been looking, but it seems no one really has info on exactly what these were used for and how many of them there were.
So if you're gonna restore this one, will we get videos of the whole process?
Absolutely.
But how big is the chance that you're gonna restore this one?
I will say for now it kind of depends on what kind of info we find on this, because as it sits right now there is no paperwork, so we're gonna have to trace it back, figure out what it did, where it was, and get the paperwork from that time and some official documentation from the military. If we can work all that out, it becomes worth the trouble of trying to bring this thing back to life.
Yeah, maybe the Unimog Museum can help you out.
Those guys too. Anyone really.
Yes. Let's go to the next one, and I hope it's in a little bit better shape, because this is a little bit sad.
The next one does run and drive.
Oh, that's good. Let's go. So, here the third Unimog, but he also has a Hummer and a Jimny.
We gotta have something to choose between, you know.
Yeah, so tell us the story about this one, and what's this?
This one really is a little bit special to me. This is my Unimog 416, and it was actually one of the first real off-road vehicles I got. This is what really got me started in all of this off-roading stuff. I had a Toyota pickup before that, but really this is where it began. I've had this since, wow, it's been a while actually. 14 years, I think, by now. Almost, maybe 12, 13, 14 years, something like that. I don't quite remember, but I've had it for a long time at this point. When I bought it, this had been a parts truck for the military, so the cab was completely empty, the whole front axle was missing, there was nothing on the back of it. So I had to scavenge parts from all kinds of vehicles and really bring the whole thing together and make it running and driving. And I did all this back when I was 18 and just got my license, and I was really only getting into vehicles. So again, this is really what started the whole obsession, and that's also why it is a bit special to me. I've had a lot of fun trips in this thing.
And you didn't start with the most easy project?
No, I mean, some would say I really jumped into the deep end with something like this, but again, it was enough to, you know, really light my enthusiasm for this stuff. So yeah, it's definitely been worth it, but it's been a handful, that's for sure. Well, this is the class where they move into slightly bigger stuff and it becomes a little more truck-like, so the axles are roughly the same, just a little bit wider, but this one has the bigger OM 352 engine in it, so that's a big 6-cylinder, 5.6, 5.7 liter. Right around 100 horsepower. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but in Unimog world it is. So it's much more truck-like than all of the smaller versions, or all of the older versions, I should say.
Let's go to the next one, which is like in very nice condition.
So this is my current project, I should say, but really it's been going on for quite a long time now, but I'm not working on it every day. It's just whenever I have some free time, I'm putting this thing together. It's turned into an entire series of videos, over 20 videos on this thing on YouTube, so if you're interested in this entire build from barn find to the condition it is in now, there's a whole series you can catch up on.
And what's the idea about this restoration? Where do you want to go with it, or what is your end goal?
It's kind of hard to say because I've already taken it much further than I was planning to. So this is the one that was a barn find along with the red 421 that I have outside. And my initial idea was just to get it running and driving well enough that I could use it around my lot, sort of as a little tractor. But as I got more and more into it, there was just more and more things that needed fixing, and you know, eventually I had taken most of it apart and figured we may as well just give it all a bit of an overhaul. So I started doing all the rust repairs, which I really didn't want to, but we did it, and new paint job and a lot of small little things everywhere that just had to be fixed, and new parts being built and stuff like that. But it's taken much more time than I anticipated, but honestly I think it's worth the effort.
The result is there. It looks awesome.
And it is also a nice feeling, just bringing something like this back to life. This is something that would otherwise probably just have been scrapped at some point. So this way, it at least gets to run and drive and actually put in some work.
How bad was it before you started?
Almost as bad as the red one we looked at first. So it wasn't nearly as rusty, but the rest of the vehicle was pretty much just as bad. So a lot of things I just simply had to make myself because it just didn't exist. Like the entire bed I built and fenders for it and a lot of stuff underneath and pretty much the entire roof line and the floor of the cab and all that stuff. There was a lot of things I had to build just from scratch.
Are there any parts that you're missing right now for the build that you not really can make yourself?
I actually don't think so. This is pretty much complete, at least as complete as I want it to be. I'm not aiming to make this 100% original, so not everything is going to be like it was, but it will be a complete and functional vehicle and in decent condition for what I need.
But you have the windows and the doors
I
and stuff like that.
have all those parts, yeah, so it's really just a matter of getting the last bits done and getting it put back together. The last big thing I have to do is I have to figure out some seats for this thing, but that's a project.
But at least you figured out one seat.
Yeah, exactly. So we just need a passenger seat. I'm thinking your little jerry cans would fit in really well over here.
So if they want to see your whole series about this Unimog and the videos about the other Unimogs and your other vehicles, where do people need to go?
I have a YouTube channel called KJ Offroad, so you can find all of these videos over there. There's a lot of projects, a lot of Unimog stuff, but really a lot of off-road vehicles in general. So if that's your thing, go and check it out.
And tractors.
Anything off-road.
Maybe if you don't get the tractors, you can put more time in the Unimogs and fix them all.
You know, actually, I bought this to use it as a tractor, but it's taken so long, I ended up actually just buying a tractor. And now I have to fix that too.
Yeah. Go check out Kasper's channel, and thanks for watching.